And some closure in a gruesome murder mystery that's gripped the Milwaukee area for more than a week now. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jessa Brycebeck.
And I'm Amanda Porterfield. This morning, Maxwell Anderson was charged with murdering and dismembering 19-year-old Sade Robinson. The charges link two stories we've been covering for more than a week: the missing woman, Robinson, and body parts discovered in several locations throughout the city and county. Prosecutors now say at least two of those body parts are Sade Robinson's, and officers are looking for more of them.
We have team coverage for you tonight of this breaking news. CBS 58's Taj Mahal and Bryant McRae will have details on the investigation, but we start with Adam Reif live from Anderson's South Side home, breaking down the new information tonight. Adam.
And this home is where prosecutors say Maxwell Anderson killed Sade Robinson after the two went on a date last Monday. A few blocks away is where Anderson was taken into custody a few days later. In moments, you will see new video of that arrest in progress. Now, this case is bringing into light the story that has simmered in the shadows for days. While a concerned family was looking for a missing woman, body parts were turning up all across the city of Milwaukee. And now we have more information on why.
Sick son of a hurt my baby.
Sheena Scarborough did not hold back.
Sick son of a pay.
Her hatred for Maxwell Anderson was evident from the moment her daughter's alleged killer walked into the courtroom. Prosecutors say Anderson and Sade Robinson went out to two restaurants and bars the night of April 1st, then returned to Anderson's home on South 39th Street. They say at some point that night, Anderson killed Robinson, dismembered her body, then drove her car around while he scattered the body parts in various places.
The allegations in the complaint are abhorrent. It is the highest level of violence imaginable.
Anderson also did Sade's car and lit it on fire. He spoke just once during Friday's hearing.
Do you understand the maximum potential penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anderson's attorney first tried to get the homicide charge thrown out.
And there's nothing in here that says that she died at Mr. Anderson's home.
Sade's mother again lashed out.
So I'd ask you to dismiss that count before we address.
Anderson's attorney then alluded to Anderson being innocent.
Had Mr. Anderson been involved in this horrible tragedy, we would expect one to flee.
But bail was ultimately set at $5 million. Sade's family had been searching for her ever since her disappearance. Authorities used phone records, surveillance video, and home security video to close in on Anderson. He was arrested Thursday, April 4th. Friday brought some answers for the family, but also more questions.
Do something like this to my beautiful baby. She hurt nobody.
And little closure.
Me and my family would never be okay. Imagine trying to bury your niece with no body for the service.
And prosecutors say there are still missing body parts as they continue to look for all the human remains from Sade Robinson. Maxwell Anderson will return to court 1 week from Monday. Live here in Milwaukee, Adam Reif, CBS 58 News.
My hearts and my prayers goes out to the family. And before I go further, I got a special video for these bitter divestors, or shall I say these bitter, hypocritical divestors who's on YouTube as we speak, crying foul and bitching about black men being happy. Black men are celebrating this woman's death. Yet these are the same bitter divestors that was no better in the same category. They were celebrating the deaths of black men who were also dating out. Even the black men that were getting their passports getting murdered out in Colombia. That's going to be in a separate video. So all you bitter divestors who now wants to cry foul over the same shit that you are okay doing, prepare yourselves because Uncle JD's coming for all of y'all. But I digress. So from what I gathered, Maxwell Anderson murdered Sade Robinson, and in cold blood at that. Now, everybody thinks Uncle JD is bullshitting when I say these simps are dangerous. And yes, I call Maxwell Anderson a simp. But y'all think simps don't be dangerous. Yes, they do. Especially if they don't get what they want. But yeah, Sade Robinson met Maxwell Anderson at either a bar or a club. I know he was a bartender. Took Sade Robinson to his house and murdered her 9 times out of 10 because she wouldn't give out. And this is just Uncle JD giving out his estimate because you ain't gonna kill nobody for nothing. Took her to his house, didn't get what he wanted, and in return, like a simp that doesn't get what he wants, what does he do? He has that, oh, if I can't have you, no one will mentality. Murdered Sade Robinson and discarded her remains. And yes, I hope he does get punished. I hope they give him the full extent of the law. He needs to seek justice for this shit. And again, my prayers and condolences goes out to her family. But as Uncle JD been saying, because once again, here I am talking about yet another tragic tale. Everybody wants to talk about how dangerous the manosphere is, how dangerous these incels are, but they always overlook the dangers of these simps. And yes, a simp will murder if they don't get what they want. And there are many times I talked about this. And yes, I call Maxwell Anderson a simp because think about it. He was so desperate to get her home. And it's clear to see that she wasn't giving it up. Maxwell got irritated to the point to where he murdered her in cold blood. For those of y'all, how many of y'all who seen the movie Black Snake Moan, starring Samuel L. Jackson? Y'all remember the scene where she was letting everyone hit it except for one, which is her boyfriend's best friend, and he wanted to smash her. Okay, so after he got her got her off the football field, she's drunk and intoxicated. He put her into the truck, drove her to this place out of nowhere. Come to find out that it was Lazarus's house, unknowingly. He wanted her to smash. However, not only did she refuse to, but ended up emasculating him. What did that little simp did in that movie? He completely fucked her up, beated her ass, and then threw her in a ditch and took off. But a lot of these fools be sitting there thinking that these simps don't be dangerous. And there's a reason why I say a simp is no different than an incel. And the only difference is an incel don't got the balls to talk to a woman, but a simp does. But just like But the one thing they both have in common is if they both don't get what they want, oftentimes it can end tragic. Didn't Uncle JD say that? And this is an Amazon Prime example. And what's worse, he murdered her, and Maxwell murdered Sade in cold blood. And it's clear to see that he dismantled her body and scattered her remains. In fact, her remains is still missing. Her remains is still missing. And for what? Because she rejected his advances? And no, Maxwell Anderson ain't the only one. I covered many simps who went and murdered either the girl that they wanted to talk to, or the ones that they wanted, or the ones that they bent over backwards did favors and didn't get nothing in return. They'll even go as far as to kill people who is associated with the girl that they want, and she rejected them. I mean, listen to this story. All I could do is sit back and ask myself, who really needs to learn how to handle rejection? The manosphere? The incels? Or is it really the simps? Because there are many stories of simps who end up murdering these females because they can't handle rejection, more than any male group combined. And I'm just throwing that out there. Again, these simps are the actual ones that have that, oh, if I can't have you, no one will mentality. Off the rip. And again, my prayers and condolences goes out to their family. I said what I had to say. I would say I'm done, but I got another video coming, and I'm out this bitch. Later.